Hey everybody, it's Pete Hatchell here and
J.R. Barling.
from Chicago Dime, and we're here to talk to you about our release called Walkin With Thunder.
We call this like the reset,
Definitely.
because we'd done, like after our first major release, we just kind of had EPs through there.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like trying some different things. This is our first one where we went, this is the reset, this is who we are today.
Definitely.
These songs are like, a little more on the rock and blues type side, like, we ditched all that soul-y funk type stuff, a bit more, gone a bit more into that. As well as, and then even the recording and all the mastering and stuff was complete reset. New way of doing things, new gear, new mics. That was when we had the DI with the pedals and stuff like that. So like this was, for us, this is our reset. Hence why we have so many songs on this release, because this is like, Chicago Dime 2.0, if you want to call it that.
That's what I was about to say, but I wasn't going to say it, but if you wanted to call it, that's cool.
If you want to call it that, it was just like you heard the last stuff, step up.
Step up. So, Walkin With Thunder is actually a funny song because I go to Christmas with Jamie's family every year, and one day one Christmas we went to an Airbnb just outside of Bairnsdale.
I know, it's by the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And I played. We took up one of my guitars. We were going to do a whole photo shoot. And I played in what was the original, I suppose, iteration of Walkin With Thunder with a whole descending turnaround. And went, that's cool, we'll use that.
Absolutely. We'd like the idea of doing a stomping 12/8, 12 bar, but not with just a normal last 12 bar.
Yeah, exactly. And we argued about some of the lyrics, but it was pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah, we tried to simplify the lyrics.
Yeah, it was pretty much done and dusted. But
we did have an idea too, and we definitely wanted to also like start it with instrumental.
Oh, totally.
We hadn't done that before.
No.
And then the process of doing it was like, well, it's called Thunder. Like, let's put thunder effects on there and rain effects on there.
Oh.
And I love it. The amount of comments we got, the first people were like, geez, I was so scared, because the first thing was a huge crack of thunder. They're like, oh my God, I jumped and had to turn the volume down. I'm like, mission accomplished. It's the first song we have that, I think it's the only song too that we have at the moment, that has a key change at the end.
It does have a key change.
Experimenting with some key changes back there.
True that. But Walkin With Thunder is really about everybody who's played the blues. That's really what it's about.
And it set the tone for the entire album, even the cover.
Yeah.
We went and shot the photos, and then I put like the animation effect. If anyone saw the promotion for the release when it came out, we videoized that. So the whole thing, literally, as we went through it, was like this sets the tone for the new Dime and the rest of this release. So
exactly.
It had to come out of the gate kind of punching you in the face.
Now, it did. It was a great song. Now, second song is Whiskey in My Water. Now, this was a classic example of Jamie coming up with words, and then he came up with a rough of a song, and I'm going, and when I first heard it, I went, I don't know what to do with this.
And we really wanted to open with a shout, right?
Oh,
Whiskey in my water.
Yeah.
Don't need no eyes. We wanted something that kind of had this shout chorus all the way through it. Like even in the middle of it, it's like we're going to do a talky bit with a call and response.
Oh,
pretty cool when we do it live.
Pretty cool.
Especially like at the pub. I think for the bar staff.
Did I not once do a rap? Was the only time I successfully did a rap?
Yeah, do it live. Like if the bar staff are really into it live, we extend that part out.
Oh,
God knows what, So, but the point of this one was to really have something that could have like a call and response shout.
Absolutely.
We hadn't done that before. We thought, why not? The rest of the lyrics, I think the first pass that Pete gave to me, I was like, that's fine. And there was some like champagne lattes. It was like, what? But it didn't matter, because that was the point of it. It was all supposed to be just the whiskey in my water shout.
There is one lyric, and I'm just gonna put it out there. The lyric is, "I can see some white lines."
Oh yes, yeah.
I think of it differently than other people in the room may think of it.
I think that's the white lines on the road, right?
Yeah, the white lines on the road.
Yeah.
White lines on the road.
Absolutely. When you're drunk and inebriated, the cops are like, "Can you walk along the white line?" Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Right here, that's right. And I remember it was one of the gigs. I remember the Post Office Hotel. Pete starts doing the James Brown. Get up off of that thing! Right in the middle of it for some, I don't know. Like live, it's a cracker, and that was the point. It was always about.
Yeah.
This one was more about. It was definitely a live aspect. So recording maybe doesn't get all of it across, but hey, but the good thing is all the guys in the band, Rob, Matt, me, and you, when we're doing the thing, the response, the main thing, whiskey and my water. Had little boys around the mic. We recorded it all live. You know, that's right. They're vocalists too.
It
was the first time that Matty, in like 20, 30 years or something, had recorded vocals, and he was like,
and Rob too.
Well, yeah, yes,
Rob
it's Tunes days. Sorry, No Nonsense days. Yeah,
No Nonsense days.
Like, and what was the vocal recording? You just shout "whiskey in my water" into the mic. What notes do I need to sing? Don't worry about the notes. Shout it.
Just shout it. Just shout it. So the next song is actually a really interesting song. "Don't Let the Devil Take Me." So I was asked by a friend of ours, Daniel Pern, to do a gig, but to do a gig with my solo band, and he wanted all originals, and I didn't have enough originals for me to be happy with to do the gig. So I wrote 2 songs in one day, one of which is later on, by the way. But one of those songs is this next song called "Don't Let the Devil Take Me." And it's become a bit of a pinnacle.
It really worked. The crowd loves it. Like, you know, it's a bit of a slower song for us, which is great, but it's all about the guitar. And it works. It ticks all the boxes, you know, the horns and that. It was a nice, in its original incarnation, it was like, you know, like you say, almost like a man's well. Nice kind of slowish blues thing.
Yeah.
Really ticked the box well.
Yeah. It literally is about, you know, it's not about Satan or God or anything like that. It's about all the bad things you do and all the bad things you don't want to do. And that's literally the whole point of "Don't Let the Devil Take Me." And it's just become a little bit of an anthem for us.
Well, even the recording process, I probably put way too much stuff onto it. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved the ending that we have.
Oh God! So Jamie wrote a new ending for it?
That descending seventh part absolutely adds even more tension to it. I love, like, it's got like so all the choir parts are me. So that's just me singing like 4-part choir bits and moving stuff around. So that was fun to do. And I enjoyed that. Like, you know, being able to, like, the layering of effects and horns, and definitely probably like went more orchestral with that one than we kind of have for anything else, really. Like,
anything else.
It was really orchestral and theoretical. We went, nope, it has to be these notes, these chords, these bits. This was the first one where we got really particular on it.
And I think when I did the vocal for the song, we didn't actually spend a lot of time on the vocal for "Devil" at all. We nailed that in pretty much about 3 or 4 takes.
Most of the time was spent on choir, horns, and solo.
And solos. We definitely troubled over the solos quite a fair bit on that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, certain notes had to be right effect, create that atmosphere. Probably spent the most time on that song than any of the others.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell in the end. Like,
no doubt.
You know, I hadn't listened to it in ages, and the other day I said I listened to it. Oh yeah, I forgot we had all that stuff on it. Wow.
Fantastic. It's I listen to this song quite regularly. I do. But
this is one of the ones, it's the first one track that we've done that actually has 32 separate tracks.
32
It's still
tracks.
the most to this day.
Still the most. But having said that, I really dig this next song, and we don't play it live enough, which is something that we're going to fix in the future. It's called "Rest in the Blues," and it was I've never been a preachy guy on stage at all.
I love it. Yeah, yet again, like something we were kind of missing, that
Yeah.
gossipy, preachy, but something it's rock and blues kind of stuff. But I love the intro. It's in 5/4.
It's in 5/4.
Which I love. Once again, Times the Inch is playing in there. Pete getting to put his preach on. Improv like 8 different preachers.
Mm-hmm.
This was on this album is the main one. If you're paying attention, like later on we released an alternate tape which has the other front preach that we liked.
But the thing about this
Testify!
song,
All the hand claps and the stomps all the way through it. Oh man,
this song
Such a fun
reminds me.
tune.
This song reminds me of that Southern African American church.
Well, yeah, we were trying to go a bit more gospelly.
Gospelly, and it really is a celebration of the blues. It's a celebration of the music. It's a celebration of the people who love the music. And when Jamie came up to me and he goes, I want to write a song called Rest in the Blues. And as he always does, he comes up with ideas and all the rest of it. And I come up with lyrics and I labour over these lyrics. These lyrics actually came out pretty quickly.
These ones were pretty good straight off the bat, but pretty easy concept.
Pretty easy
as
concept.
As soon as I said Rest in the Blues, and it's like a church thing, it was like, done.
Absolutely.
Easy peasy.
Absolutely. I love this song.
And kind of like Just For Me. Me doing the trombone solo at the end. I love that trombone solo. I hear that solo and I'm like, damn it, why can't I do any other trombone solos like that?
Congratulations, mate.
Mate, I'm a trumpet player. I've even had my sister listen to that and go like, is that you? I'm like, yes, it is. I don't know what I was on that day, but I cooked it.
Brings me to the next song. Trouble.
Well, it was a pre-release.
It's a pre-release.
And then did some slight mastering for this one again, but
So,
this one.
For that gig that I did when I wrote 2 songs in one day, this was the other song that I wrote, Trouble. And it was originally a 3-piece only.
Yeah, it's just a rock tune.
Just a rock tune. And we brought it into the set. We don't play it enough, but it's a great song. It's a killer of a song.
We need to play bigger venues. The venues we played are so small. If we played that song, we'd knock out walls.
Knockout walls. The problem is, the only problem with this song, it's a little bit, it's written from the perspective of a guitarist that is getting picked up by someone that's probably not that gets picked up by girls, right?
Yeah, which most blues guitarists definitely don't know about.
This is so true. Blues guitarists don't get any love whatsoever.
But it's also a fun one, isn't it? Yet again, we didn't have many songs that had unison lines, and a lot of this one just has that unison riff
All
played by
throughout.
the whole group all the way through, which is nice.
Yeah. It's just a good, straightforward blues rock song. About a bit of a fun time.
It would actually play well on Dirty Sticks in Austin.
Oh, it'll play great.
I love it.
It'll play great. It'll play great. It's a
big ass loud stomping guitar. It's a guitar tune. Let's be honest.
It's a guitar tune.
It's all it's the chance for the guitarist to, I guess, show how good they are. Blah 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 blah.
It's a meaningful song that has a good, meaningful lyric to it, with a bit of guitar.
Yeah, all about the guitar. Just about the guitar. Yeah, it's all about the guitar.
So the next song is called Blues for Bones Dupree. Jamie, tell us the reason.
Well, actually, that was the first song. Initially, this release was going to be called Blues for Bones Dupree.
Yeah.
We were driving back from
Bears Up,
and kind of come up with the idea of this story of like a blues guy who was famous, kind of down in his luck and passing the baton on to someone else, basically. Like this old blues guy called Bones Dupree. And he's going to tell the story of his life to this person so they don't fall into the same traps that he did. So we kind of had that idea, and that was initially supposed to be the release was supposed to be based upon that.
Totally. It's almost like a concept album around that.
Yeah. Everything was going to be on that thing of this Bones Dupree character. And as we went through, it was kind of like, no, that's not kind of really us anymore.
No.
We're over on this thing, but we still wanted to put it in there. And what made it different was that it's a 16-bar blues form from New Orleans, not a 12 or an 8, which is even more kind of unheard of.
True that.
And once you get to it, has like 2 different solos. Guitar solos has like a no. So I kind of, and it does, like it starts off light and it gets heavier at the end, as of course Bones has passed on.
Yes.
You know, and there's nothing there kind of stuff. So lyrically, like he went to absolute town, great on the lyrics, but it was the story. You know, as we said, Blues of Bones Dupree. It was this, we were setting up this Bones Dupree character. I don't know how we came up with the word Bones Dupree. I think it might have been like put it in one of those blues name filters, and
no,
we saw names, and I was like, Bones Dupree. I love that.
No, you came up with it one day, and you actually came up to me and say, "Oh, this is the song, and it's Bones Dupree," and I went, "That's not enough." And then you went, "Well, what else do you want?" And I said, "Well, is it Bones Dupree Blues?" And he goes, "No, I don't want that."
I think initially it was the Ballad of Bones Dupree or something.
The Ballad of
the Ballad of Davy Crockett type stuff.
Yeah.
With the algorithm, we're like, nah, blues.
Blues for Bones Dupree. And then he tells me, he gives me the chord progression, and he gives me the MIDI file, and then he sits down for probably about half an hour and tells me the story of Bones Dupree. And
oh, it's kind of like a Mr. Bojangles type thing.
Mr. Bojangles thing.
Yeah.
And he tells me the story of Bones Dupree and how he's got this whole backstory in his head. And I go home and I'm going, how the hell am I going to put all this into lyrics? And
it's one of the songs we've put forward that has like the most verses.
Oh, most verses by far. And it's got 4 verses.
It has more lyrics than I think any other song we've ever done, because the story.
And it took a long time for me to actually fit all the lyrics melodically into the song as well.
Yeah, because there's no... it's not like it has a chorus you're always going to come back to. No. Like it's the story from beginning to end all the way through.
And one of my favourite lyrics is...
But all the horns and the guitar parts had to all match that story.
Absolutely. But one of my favourite lyrics in this song is... bus ticket in his pocket, his clothes that have seen a few miles. And that really gives you a very small indication of what this song is about.
I was a bit where it was like, and even when we were singing, I remember they did a couple of takes on it where it was like, you know, he sat down and said, I've seen a few towns, a few miles. And I was like, Pete, like that, look, more rasp. You're like, you're impersonating Bones Dupree here. Like, you're old man on this one. So I like that little bit to come in too. So I'm really happy with it.
It's, and Jamie and I disagree on this part. I think the first guitar solo is Bones, and I think the second guitar solo is me. But he believes...
the opposite to that. And I believe that's the whole... Like, for me, that's the journey of that story, right? And the legacy of it, that final whole end of that song is supposed to be the legacy of Bones Dupree passing on. So that's why I view that as the end one as being Bones Dupree, because that's him and his legacy.
So...
layers, guys, okay?
Layers.
The alternative title for this album that you can see right here, Onions.
Onions.
That's layers.
But have a listen to Bones Dupree. It's a beautiful... I'm not saying because I didn't write the
I think
whole
it's also
song.
the only one that has some acoustic guitar on it for the whole thing.
Yeah, I think
we put an acoustic guitar layer on it. It's the only
yeah.
one that we end up using that for.
I'm not saying it because I wrote some of the song. I didn't write all of it at all. Jamie wrote all the music. I wrote the lyrics, and Jamie had a part in some of the lyrics. I think it's one of our best songs. I think it's a really, really good song.
Oh, Friday night. All right. Like everything, we always try and put an instrumental song on every album. And I come up with this idea of, it literally is like, I think it's the same 8 bars or 4 bars over and over and over and over. And
Friday night.
But it purely has no melody. It's literally just like everyone doing a solo.
It's a free-for-all.
Right? And then... halfway through...
Actually, imagine a WWE Royal Rumble in a blues song.
Pretty much. And then about halfway through, I was like, I have this idea for like a riff in the middle that breaks up the solos.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I think just jokingly one night, I was like, that sounds like Friday night. Yeah. All right. Holy cow. This is no longer an instrumental.
It's
we get the
chant.
boys in. It's now a chant in the middle, and it's like, I think we've played at times to finish sets where literally we're just like, let's go to the bar. And we just start it. Everyone starts playing, and we just chant out like Friday night, all right, and like throwaway tune. But it was an opportunity to put an instrumental on there, something a bit fun, and a chance for everyone to solo. So shout out to Dario Ogren, who did a fantastic saxophone solo on this one. And it was just a chance to tick that box, put an instrumental in.
Totally.
But experiment also with having a song that literally has no melody. It is just like, it's a jam. It's just a jam. I think originally it had the name Friday Night Jam.
Yeah.
And then we got rid of the jam part.
Exactly.
Little bit different yet again, you know, and Matty, a bass player, you know, because he has different bass lines throughout. Loved when he don't go. He does the drumming one. So yeah.
Next song is called 10 O'Clock Blues. I actually don't know who came up with this song. Who came up with this?
This was so initially we did a gig
with Courtney,
south side where the cinema is, and we had a 10 o'clock cut off because the cinema's next door. And they had like lights, so if you played too loud, the sounds would cut off. And
yes.
And so as we were preparing for the gig, I was like, "Hey Pete, like you know, we should play a song, the final one of the night, literally at 10 o'clock. We're done." And we were kind of looking for like a laid back, instead of anything on a big party note, because the venue had those sound alarms and stuff like that. We went, "Oh well, we can't finish with a big party number. We should finish with a slow one." I was like, well, let's go right one. So we just did a simple blues. And I'm like, Pete, come up with some bloody lyrics, man.
So 10 o'clock is nothing but I'm waiting at a diner and my baby ain't come.
Correct, yeah.
That's all it is.
It's about like waiting at this bar and being like, where is she? She's not here. Closing time, go home.
Can you get the hell out of here, sir? We're going home.
Yeah, that's right. You've been waiting all night. You've been drinking. She's clearly not coming. We're closing.
Goodbye.
Like, you know, it was the closing time song, and we did it at that gig.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we were trying to make it work again for the recording. It wasn't working, so we rehashed it. Yeah, come up with that bass riff.
Yeah.
And rebuilt the whole thing around
the bass.
That little bass riff.
Yeah.
And added, and yet again, it was an opportunity for our mate Connor, who was playing bass on with another band with us at the time, for him to feature on a track, put that bit in the middle where it's, you know, that's a bass solo.
That's a bass solo.
You know? We do some, what is it, just like unison line stuff and the bass solo. Like, just go nuts on your bass solo. It's good. Like, yet again, it became a, hey, we've kind of got this 10 o'clock lyric in this song.
Yep.
Can we make it fit? Can we make it work? And yet again, at that point, it was the last song of the album.
Yes.
So it was kind of, yet again, the closing time for everything.
And we've also got to make mention of our friend Dave Miles, who also featured on the song as well.
I forgot we got Dave in. Yeah, did the solo at the start.
Yeah,
sorry,
did the solo at the start. And also throughout the song. So thank you, Dave, very much for pitching in on that song. Really appreciate it.
And it was also because we put the sound, we started the Walkin With Thunder with the sound effect and ended that one with the sound effect.
Yeah.
Because this was the last song on the album. It starts with the sound effect of the ticking clock, has an alarm in the middle, and then the ticking clock at the end as well. So just kind of bookend stuff.
Bookending.
Yeah, and once again, an opportunity for people to do solos. Not the most in-depth lyrics, like, you know, it's like, that's okay, you know. And we didn't have anything yet again like that either, where we kind of just would, for no reason, put like this disco bit in the middle of a song. What were you thinking?
Great. Just a quick special mention. We've got 2 bonus tracks, both of which are actually Don't Let the Devil Take Me, but we've got a guitar mix that features pretty much myself just playing guitar over the whole of the song, with also an alternate guitar solo where the guitar solo is.
Yeah.
We also have Don't Let the Devil Take Me horn mix, which is actually featuring JR and our super good friend Dario Ogren.
We come in, we go, Dario, just
do what you do.
2 takes, that's it. You know, that one whole take, do it. And then I did 2 takes, like whole takes, and then it was a matter of going through and
chopping
chopping it up. So like Dario listens to that song. Wow, like how did we get the solos so well intertwined? I'm like, I honestly don't know. Because we did 2 separate takes at completely different times, and we just chopped it and somehow it worked out.
And my guitar thing, I'll just say, Jamie is an asshole. He pretty much goes, his song, just play it over twice.
Yeah.
And that was...
Same thing. That was the point of those ones. It's just whole take once, whole take twice. We're going to keep the whole take.
Just keep the whole take.
Whichever whole take we want, that's it. Done.
That was it. Check out Walkin With Thunder. It is an album we did a lot of work with.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work. It is, as Jamie said, a reset of what Chicago Dime is.
2 years of writing, about a year of recording. It was...
many arguments, but many good times. But also, most importantly...
The mix and the master. Oh my God.
Many beers.
There was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of drinking. Right?
But, guys, check it out. Walkin With Thunder, Chicago Dime. I'm Pete Hadgell.
JR.
And we're doing Whiskey in My Water. Jax came up to me and Jamie and gave us a shot of whiskey each.
Because in the lyric, he's like, give me a shot of Jack, or give me a shot of turkey or whatever. And they thought, oh, they want a shot of Jack, okay. So they came up with a shot of Jack for us. Like no, it's a lyric in the song. We didn't ask for it. That wasn't us on the stage asking for a shot. That's the lyric in the song.
So Jamie takes his shot. I take a sip and I'm going, I can't do this anymore. I give my shot to Jamie. He takes the other one.
Token alcoholic right here, man. Right here.